grandmother was raised over here. My grandmother, and comes from the Green family. Wiikwemkoong, the Wiikwemkoong family. And got plenty of relations that still live here in the village of Killarney, and who are also members of either Wiikwemkoong or Wiikwemkoong or Henry Inlet or Sagamuk, where I guess that's just characteristic of that we're all family. So in welcoming you to this session, I want to thank the Lands Department for putting this session together as a good way of bringing the people together to discuss our history of these lands, and the work that's being undertaken in our community on behalf of all of our members, and the work that we're doing in this territory here also in reclaiming a lot of our land through the different claims processes that are available to us through the governments of Canada and Ontario. Wiikwemkoong is a signatory to the 1836 treaty, and no other treaty since then. My good friend here, Alan Corbier, is going to go into a little bit more detail in regards to the wampum belts that sit here. And I do, in regards to the 1836 treaty, the very first line of that treaty makes reference to these belts and a lot of the promises that were made to our people in 1764 by Sir William Johnson. And the first words of that treaty were, "It's been 70 snow seasons since we gathered at the Crooked Place," which is in reference to the Niagara Falls, where that gathering took place between the 24 nations and the British Crown. And it's from that principle that an agreement was signed in Manitowoc in August of 1836, a gathering where some of the Crown's obligations and their promises from 1764, where they had pledged to the Anishinaabe peoples that resided in these territories annual presents. And it was at that time when they gathered in Manitowoc that the Governor General decided to make an agreement to confirm that the islands from Penetangwisheen to Bopting and Manitoulin and all the rest of the islands in between would forever remain the territory of the Anishinaabe peoples, which is the primary reason why our community of Wiikwemkoong continue to refer to ourselves as unceded territory. We're upholding the agreements of the Crown that this territory would forever remain Anishinaabe territory. It's been we've been more active in that area since about 1975, when our council made very specific declarations over its jurisdiction and ownership of islands around what we now know as Wiikwemkoong and the peninsula, and they referred that the claim subsequently in subsequent years to the 41 Islands claim. We know now that it's much more than 41 islands, because at that time they were referencing the larger islands. In our technical work that we've been doing over the last number of years, the number of islands that actually are part of that land reclamation is more in the neighborhood of about 600 islands. So it's a vast territory that we're continuing to reclaim back as Anishinaabe territory, and get the interference of the governments out of the way of our jurisdiction of controlling this territory, as well as and everything else that would come with those jurisdiction and the responsibilities that come with that. So we've been I'm very happy to be here to welcome you all to a little bit of the presentations that we have here from our various departments that do a lot of the work in our community. And I know there's going to be a good celebration today, some good food, some good dancing, some nice singing. We did, a number of people came across on the boat, so it's good for them to refocus and get coming across on the boat this morning. It's a good time to think about this land and our attachment to the land and the waters. So a number of activities have been going on, and I know that today's not going to be we're not going to have enough time to go in detail in regards to a full update on some of the major activities that have been occurring in regards to the islands claim. Just want to give you a brief introduction in that area and let you know that as we proceed further in those discussions with the governments, that we'll definitely be having future consultation sessions here and in other areas. So with that, I would like to say very much to the organizers, Stitch, and all the staff of the Lands Department, and all the staff that have come to make their presentations today. And I welcome all of you for being here today to listen in on some of the presentations, and I'll fill in where required as we go, and I'll be able to answer more detailed questions as they arise. So with that, I do want to say Wiikwemkoong for coming out and enjoy listening to the presentations. Very much.